Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm AndreaCaroleena and this is
Dorsh.
and today you have a special treat for you guys. I have been wanting to talk about this for a while now on my YouTube channel, and what better to do it with than the girl I did it with for the first time. So we are going to share our ayahuasca experience with you. Okay, ready? Rolling. Oh my goodness.
Yes. We're here to talk about our ayahuasca experience. I'm honestly super grateful that she introduced it to me. And I mean, I knew about it before, but like she basically had expressed her interest of going, and I took it as an opportunity. I was like, okay, I don't want to go alone anyway, so I'm going to go with you. First things first, I want you to share with everyone, what is ayahuasca?
Okay. So, ayahuasca is basically a vine, and they mix it with some herbs, and basically they create a potion out of this vine that's in the jungle. And apparently it's said that the plants told them to mix these two vines together.
Really?
That's what they say, yeah.
Interesting.
That's part of the story that I've heard. That the
Interesting.
plants told them. And basically you make the potion. I don't know exactly how to make it, but you make the potion and it allows you to experience DMT. That's what the active substance is.
Psychoactive, yeah.
Psychoactive is DMT.
So the two plants work together because one has DMT,
Mhm.
and then the other one holds it.
Or yeah.
It holds it. It allows it to last longer in your system so that you can experience the DMT for longer periods of time,
Yes,
for like hours
exactly.
and hours.
And basically what you're doing when you do ayahuasca is you're connecting with the consciousness of the plant, of the vine. And that's what people call Mother Ayahuasca, which people have said it's a consciousness that is very motherly.
It's a healing consciousness.
It's a healing consciousness. It's a very unconditional love. Ayahuasca definitely helps you connect with your deepest and truest being, I always say. It has helped so many people who have PTSD, severe suicidal ideation.
I feel like it helps you release.
Yeah, it helps you surrender. It helps you, anything that you've been suppressing, ayahuasca is going to bring it up for you to release. And that's how you truly heal anything, is you let it come up and you let it go.
I would love for you guys to really just expand your minds, expand your heart. And I do want to put a disclaimer that, you know, our experience is so different than everyone else's. So always take everything we say with a grain of salt, because our experience doesn't have to be your experience.
Yeah, just because it's something that was good for us doesn't mean it's good for everyone.
You don't necessarily need it to heal.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the concept's the same. It's about releasing. It's about releasing. It's about alignment, becoming more aligned in who you truly are. And so I think it's a great tool, just like there's so many other tools that we use, like even therapy, right? People go to therapy and stuff. That's like another tool. I think it's a great tool to really help you work on reprogramming your subconscious.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing experience. At least it was for me. It's not for everybody. Some people have really horrific experiences, but in the end, it ends up being something that was meant to serve them. And luckily, that didn't happen to me. My experience was so gentle, because ayahuasca knows exactly what your heart needs in order for you to heal, and I needed that gentleness. So she came through as that for me.
Yeah, I would love to then ask you, like, what was in it for you that made you decide that this is what I want to do?
Honestly, I've wanted to do it since I was like 16. So it's something that I've always wanted to do, because my dad is from Peru, so in the Peruvian culture background, that's where ayahuasca is kind of like founded, with the Peruvian shamans and the tribes, the indigenous tribes in Peru. And so I always had like an attraction towards it because of that. So I'm like, oh, it's going to connect me with my true Peruvian side. I always felt connected to that. I don't know. So I always felt called to it, but I was so scared. I was always so scared. So what really did it for me was like with my friend recommending it to me and saying it helped him with his he was super suicidal, and that was the one thing that helped him basically get over that and want to live again. So that for me was like that push. So I was like, you know what, I can do it. And then I started I started researching more, and I was like, I want to do this. I was so scared though. I was so fucking scared.
It is so interesting that you say you were scared, because like I didn't even think that you were scared. I thought you were more brave than I was. I was just like,
I knew I was gonna do it, but I was terrified.
You definitely didn't show it, because I was just like, oh, she got this, man. Like,
really?
She definitely.
No, I was.
Yeah, you didn't show it like that.
No, I was really scared. I was more like, just because I've heard so many different stories, people lose their mind, they go crazy on it. This, that. I'm just like, damn. And then obviously your family and friends are worried about you. They don't want you to like, come back not normal.
Yeah.
And so they're all like putting stuff in your ear. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be amazing.
But when you told me about it, I was like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to go with you, because I'm not going alone.
And I was originally gonna go by myself.
And I was like, I don't want her to go by herself. Like, I'm gonna go with her. We're gonna be together.
So glad that she tagged along with me, because it just made it so much more fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the best facility, and like I wanted to go to the best place to do ayahuasca, because I was literally so fucking scared. I wasn't just gonna go to any place to do it. So I chose Soltara, which I've heard raves about. It's basically like a luxury ayahuasca.
It's a luxury ayahuasca experience, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Especially for my first time.
Especially for my first time. I really needed to feel safe, and yeah, are we gonna get into that now? Are we gonna talk about Soltara? Okay,
yeah, let's talk about
into
Soltara.
Soltara or Soltara?
It's Soltara.
Is it? Yeah, so I chose Soltara because I just, obviously, I heard about it. I saw Tatiana and James.
Tatiana James. I freaking love her.
Tatiana and Stefan. They're like some YouTubers. Check them out. They're really cool.
Yeah, Stefan is from Project Life Mastery, and then Tatiana James is just Tatiana James. But they're just an amazing, beautiful couple that I like really look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she went there, and I saw her video, and I was like, yeah, I think this is what I want to do.
From the food, from the way they facilitated, from the moment we got there to like the moment we left, everything was facilitated like beautifully.
So beautifully.
And
they were so like positive and gentle. Anything that we had, any questions, concerns, they were like on top of it. Anything you could think of, they were on top of.
Yeah, it was like no question is the wrong question, because there is no wrong question. It was cool for me to like, just be present with everything. Like the monkeys were with us. We were literally right in the jungle.
Like to get there is a whole trek and a half.
We were like literally hanging out with them, just a fence away, like
to get to the place is in the middle of the jungle. You have to take a ferry, a long ride into the middle of the jungle. It was
in Costa Rica.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. So the location is in Costa Rica. They have 2 locations. So they have one in Costa Rica and one in Peru. I'm really happy you chose the one in Costa Rica, because it was really, really cool. Like every moment and step of the way of like from where we were, from the airport to, going into the retreat.
So definitely highly recommend Soltara if you want to do it. It is quite a pretty penny, but it's so worth it it's like an investment in yourself. That's the way I
think it's priceless. Like, especially when you think of like investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's priceless, especially for something like this, because something like this can literally change your life.
It did change
and I feel like it did.
It really did.
But
so let's get into our actual ayahuasca experience.
Yeah, let's get into our ayahuasca experience.
I mean, if we were really to sit here and explain the whole thing, we'd be here for like 5 hours.
Yeah, okay.
But basically, kind of do a summary of your experience. How was it? Like, what were the main takeaways? What did it really teach you? Because ayahuasca is a funny teacher. She doesn't really teach you like...
Very indirect.
It's such an indirect, but you get it. It's an indirect like lesson, but you completely understand. And I'll share... I can start if you want me to. Day 1, I was definitely very scared. We were connecting with the group of people that we were there with, and I was getting all this feedback of how their prior experiences were, and etc. And I was like, at that point, I was just ready to fucking try it. I just wanted to get started. So day 1, I was super scared, and I was scared of vomiting. I was like, oh my God, I'm probably gonna puke everywhere. It's gonna be super like uncomfortable and embarrassing, and it's gonna be gross. I was so scared of puking. And then I was terrified so much, but I was like, you know what, whatever. Just take it. That's when I took my first shot or whatever. And I literally started feeling her come on to me, or feeling the ayahuasca come on to me. And I just couldn't stop giggling. I couldn't stop laughing. And it was just so funny because everything sounded so funny. Like the shamans are there, like making all these, like, they're singing to you, they're chanting to you. It's like what they do. And it just sounded so funny to me. I'm like what the
I
fuck?
thought it was funny too. I was like, what the? Am I supposed to focus on this? Like, is this supposed to be, like, what language is this?
I know.
What is this?
I was literally the whole time I was like, what am I doing here? This is so, like, everything
Weird.
seems so funny. And when I tell you, I literally couldn't stop laughing. My first lesson came right then and there, and I took it so clearly, and I'll never forget it. Well, first of all, the maloka, which is the tent that we're doing the ceremony in, it's like a big tent. It's like a nice tent. And the maloka turned into like how would you say, holographic toys, like, and it was like a circus of holographic toys just circling above me, like, and I was like, I really got the message. Like, it comes like this. The ayahuasca messages come like this. And I was just like, I got the message so clearly. I had my laugh attack, and she just showed me, she's like, you're taking life so seriously, and you need to relax and loosen up and have fun.
Aww.
So the toys were like, for me, that's how I understood it. I was like, have fun. You're still a kid.
Yeah.
Have fun. You're supposed to enjoy this life. It's supposed to be a big laugh. Like,
Yeah.
and I just remember that I'm like, oh, I'm just taking this way too seriously. And that was my first day. That was my first lesson. It was super
That's
gentle. I didn't
That's
throw
funny.
up. I didn't do anything. It was super gentle. After, I was just like, wow, life is so beautiful. Like, I love this, like, beautiful life. I was so grateful.
Your energy was like A1.
I was so
I could feel
grateful.
it. Yeah, it was awesome.
And everybody the next day was like, man, that was rough. And I was like,
yeah.
speak for yourself. I was like, Gucci. I was like, I don't know about y'all. I thought I had worse problems, but I guess I'm good.
Yep. How was day 2?
Okay, day 2. And every time before you do an ayahuasca ceremony, you get to, like, ask it something. Like, and I was like, what questions did I wanted to ask? So the first night I said, I forget what it was.
It's all good. It don't matter.
Whatever, you get to ask it something. And the second night I asked her, show me my spirit. And then this was a really beautiful experience. She showed me my spirit. It was this beautiful, like, mixture of, like, mermaids and toucans and the rainforest. She showed me that, like, the rainforest lives inside my heart. And basically that if I connect more with the rainforest, I'll know more about my true nature, because and it was just so funny because I never really thought I connected with the rainforest, but now when I, like,
we were in
the
rainforest.
But it was just, I love the rainforest. I really do. I felt so one there. Like, I could have lived there. I literally felt that way. Like, I could have lived there.
You definitely could have.
And that second day, the big lesson I got was, don't ever compare yourself to anybody else.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Like, you are
That's a big
so unique and special and perfect the way you are, that to compare yourself to anybody else would be, like, such a disgrace.
Away from your greatness.
Yeah, it's such a disgrace. Like, everybody is so unique.
Yeah.
And to be like anybody else but yourself is such a dishonor to you and your beautiful spirit. And it's so funny because, you know, I did struggle with that. I'm just, like, constantly comparing myself and, like, struggling with that. And that I was just like, nah, fuck that. I am myself and I know who I am. And I don't ever have to feel like, less than.
I like that.
Day three was, oh my gosh. So day 3 was crazy because the first 2 days were so chill for me. Everybody was freaking out because they're all having the worst time. Well, not the worst time, but, like, they were having hard times.
They were going through it.
And I was just like, that's a you thing, because I'm good. Like, she's been so good with me. Until the third day.
Until the third day.
And so the third day I decided to take a little bit more. I was like, okay.
How much did you take?
I only took a full one.
Full shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were taking the same dosages
Yeah,
then.
we were.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was kind of scared, so I wanted to take less. The first day I took half. The second day I took a little bit more, half. And then I worked up my way up to a full. So I can't even imagine.
I did the same.
I'm like, I'm not about to lose my... But
yeah,
whatever. That's
baby
another...
steps.
Anyway, so the third day I asked her, show me what I need to see to fully heal. And literally the whole third ceremony, I could not wait for it to fucking end. Yeah. I was like, I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm ready to go home. I learned what I needed to learn. Thanks, ayahuasca. Bye. Like, I want to go home. I literally was like, just not.
What were you experiencing?
I was experiencing so much like pressure. Like I just felt like anxiety. Like I just want to get out of here. I wanted to leave the tent. I had to leave the tent for a little bit, get some fresh air, because I was just like, it felt so hot. It felt so like this, like I couldn't, like it was hard to breathe. The third day felt like it was hard to breathe, and I was like, and then I got my third message, and she said to me, so like I this is how I got my third message, was like, you are always trying to run from this present moment, and you need to just be right here. You will fully heal once you know that you can't run from yourself. Like you're running from yourself, but you just need to be right here. Sit in it.
Right
just
here, right
sit
now.
in it. And I was like, okay, thank you. That third ceremony was rough because I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah.
But then after the third ceremony, we saw a shooting star, and it was so amazing.
Yeah. Oh
Remember
my
that?
God. I made
With
a wish.
Sandy.
I
Oh my
forgot
God,
what that
Sandy,
wish
if you're
was.
watching this, love you.
Love you, girl. We all did it together. I forgot what I wished for, honestly, at this point.
I
but
forgot what I wished for too.
Yeah, we were just like so connected with everything.
It was so beautiful. It was such a
Like-
beautiful moment.
Okay, so it's so crazy. I'm gonna get into my experience. It's complete opposite of hers.
Yeah, she blocked it. She was blocking it. She blocked ayahuasca. And ayahuasca will never force you.
Never forced though.
So if you don't want it, she will be like, okay, I respect you.
But the first day I took half a dose of it, and I didn't feel anything at all. I was conscious the entire night, and it freaked me out a little bit because I heard everyone else going through it.
Yeah, really,
Because
like
it's like-
vomiting.
Another thing is I had a fear of the dark. There's people that are making like crazy noises. One's like laughing like a hyena, another one starts growling like a bear.
Yeah.
Another one starts crying like crazy, like just, and it's like
Yeah.
the part where it freaked me out is so be quiet, and then bam, it happens, and I'm like, oh. So because of that, I didn't allow it in, because I was like, I mean, I don't know about that, you know, I don't know what this is. And so then the second day, I was like, okay, let me take a little bit more, because, you know, maybe I'll like feel a little something, but I'm not going in like they are. Because I blocked it intentionally, it didn't work, but it was working the second day. So what I remember was energy. Literally, like, you'll feel the energy moving up on my body, and the moment it was starting to move up, it got to my thighs, and I was like, fuck no. I was like, I'm not ready. This feels weird, it's different, it's not familiar. I was like, no.
Damn.
So because like everyone's experience, like she had explained, like the second day they were going through it again, and I was just like, I don't know, man. And so at that point, remember, after day 2, I was a little frustrated, because I was like, well, I came here to heal and I thought I was ready, but like I was a little frustrated at myself for not allowing that, you know? And so the third day, I was like, this is the last day. I got to make the most out of it. I'm just gonna do it, like YOLO, just go for it. So I took the full shot. That was really all I needed, because I feel like that third day was like a freaking awakening that I had. And I feel like day 1 and day 2, I feel like she was still working on me, but she was just like breaking down the barriers, because the realizations that I've had, and I've had many throughout that night, and even after ayahuasca, really just like stacked on each other as they came through. Also, another thing I just wanted to mention really quick is that I told ayahuasca, I was like, before I drink the shot, I was like, I don't want to see anything crazy. I don't want to like hallucinate. I don't want that. I just want the experience. Just give it to me somehow. You figure it out. But I'm not seeing anything crazy. I don't want to like go through that. And so it's interesting. Like, you communicate with her and you ask, and is always given. Like, that's literally what happened. Like, I felt the energy work through me, and I was like slowly, you know, like, okay. And then I thought it went away, because it like took about like halfway through for it to kick in. And when I thought it went away, and I was like, I guess no, right? Bam, it came in all at once.
Dang.
It literally came in all at once, and it was just like, I couldn't even control anything anymore.
Really?
I was like not even conscious of my control.
Oh my goodness.
It was just happening. And so my body was shaking, and I was just like touching myself, and I was like shaking, because I was feeling overwhelmed and anxious, and I didn't feel safe. I was just like like, and then my mind was like racing 1,000 miles an hour with like 1,000 thoughts, like just bam, 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 realizations coming through. And then
you had a mental purge.
I had a mental
when she says
purge.
that you can have a mental purge, some people have a physical purge. You can yawn, you can laugh, you
but
can
I had
cry.
a physical too.
Yeah.
So I guess I had a mental, but I also had a physical, because I remember my heart. I remember this, I feeling like the stuck energy in my heart, and it hurt so bad. It was just like stuck and hurting so bad. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I remember trying to hold myself back from crying because I felt the urge to cry. And then I was just like, fucking cry. And so I was like I was crying. And it was just like coming out. It was coming out. And as I was continuously crying, I could feel the energy start to go up and up and up. And then when I ended up releasing it, when I was like done crying, I ended up releasing it, I literally felt the energy like move up and out of like my mouth. Like it was just like out of my body.
Wow.
And I felt such relief, like, wow, okay. And then I sit there,
you let it go,
and then I have like realizations come at me after that, like, oh, like I started laughing. One of my realizations with my relationship with my mom, you know, it wasn't the best growing up. And then it was like interesting because like I was like thinking about some of the things that quote unquote annoyed me about her.
Yeah.
But then that was like some of the things that I do, you know? And I was just like, oh wow, like it's really not that bad. Like, you know, what am I really even bothered for, right? And then I also had another memory from my childhood, because I grew up in a, you know, traditional Indian household, very strict. And I always felt like the black sheep, like just like, you know, just the oddball, like just different. And going through the teenage years, I remember like not feeling like I was able to talk to my parents like I would want to. I didn't feel like I had anyone to really talk to and express myself. So I had a memory come up where I used to like scratch my arms and just like ease the pain that I had within me. And so ayahuasca told me like, you're not that girl anymore, you're not that little girl anymore, you know, you're so much like better off than you were, you're not that person, you gotta let it go, you gotta let that go. And so definitely released that. And then there was like a moment of pure bliss too, where I was just like, I felt so connected with everyone, and I was like literally smiling so hard that my cheeks were hurting. And like
it was like this moment of just like perfection, and
the
most
feeling of
calm
perfection
I've ever felt in my whole entire life. Like,
yeah,
just I felt like I could breathe.
I was just appreciating everything. I literally had to keep telling ayahuasca too, like I'm done, because I felt the full range of emotions, and it was just like up and down, up and down. It'll chill out and then it'll come up again. And I had to get help because there was a moment in time where I felt like I was having deja vu, where it was just like the same thing happening, and I felt like I was going to be stuck there.
Yeah.
And I was like, when is this going to end? I feel like I'm stuck here. And so I had to get a facilitator to help like get me through it, which they were amazing. Like I wouldn't have made it through if it wasn't for her, because I was freaking out.
I was like, so safe with our facilitators, let me tell you. They were like,
yeah. I was like, don't go, like stay
deal.
with me the whole night. And she did for the most part. I like had her to me. But I will say the biggest message out of all those experiences that I've had with 3 days was, and the third day being the biggest, was trust. So trusting yourself and letting go. That was like the biggest thing that I learned. So that was, yeah, I mean, I want to ask you though, like what, like I would say like the major, like how was your life, like from the key takeaways that you took away from ayahuasca, what was like, how was life after?
Ooh, life after. Oh
ayahuasca?
Man, I swear ayahuasca was still working in me. I mean, it still is. I think it's still working even right now. Like,
yeah,
they say it like a full year.
I mean, we're on shrooms though.
No, I know, but even without the
it's
shrooms,
all connected. Yeah,
I feel like the full integration, it can take up to like a year or two after ayahuasca, because it's really integrating what you learn. And I don't know, just after ayahuasca, I really truly feel just more, oh God, do we want to get into this? Before ayahuasca, I was really deep into like Christianity. And after ayahuasca, I just don't really feel the need anymore for like, what's it called? Religion. Yeah. Organized religion. I don't feel the need anymore for it, because really, like, I just see religion as a template for consciousness, but
That's
if it
a good
works,
way to put it.
if it works for you, it works for a lot of people. I feel like I take bits and pieces from everything, from every religion, because
like
I feel
what resonates and
I feel like if consciousness was like an elephant, I feel like maybe Christianity is the trunk, and maybe Hinduism is the foot, and maybe Buddhism is the tail. Like, it's all part of the same thing, the same song,
the same foundation. So what, going back to like how has life been after?
I basically left organized religion. I don't really follow Christianity anymore. I do follow like Christ consciousness, and I believe that Christ was definitely an enlightened being. Basically that. What else? I started trusting in myself. I was able to be more authentic, be more me, be more unafraid to speak up of what I truly feel. Less anxiety for sure. What else? It just sets you right on the path of what's good for you and your spirit.
What was the biggest challenge for you with the integration of after ayahuasca? What was like a challenge that you faced?
So one of the biggest challenges is the perception of losing love, and knowing that it was never really lost, you know? That was a challenge for me, because having found like love and then losing it, or thinking you lost it, but in reality it's always been with you. You are love. We are all love. Love is in everything. Love is in this tree right in front of us. Love is between this friendship. Just because you don't have it in a romantic sense, in a romantic partner, doesn't mean it's not there.
And you really love someone too. You want them to love, like, you just want the best for them. And if it's even not
and
for
that
you,
detachment,
if it's really even with means like you guys not being together because whatever, like, you just want the well-being for that other person.
Right. What about you, Doug?
I think the biggest one was my mom, the biggest healing, because my relationship with my mom, I'm not going to get too into it because it is a bit personal. But I do feel like post ayahuasca, I had a conversation with her. I told her I want to, work on our relationship. And it was very in the moment, everything. And then I did go through a phase where things were coming up, I was getting triggered, and like, it was just kind of going the other way. And I thought that I worked on it, right? And then it's so interesting because, I was called back again the beginning of this year to start just like looking more into law of attraction and like all of these things. And my relationship with my mom, with the way things have gone, like, it's so much better now. Like, so much better. I see like the beauty in people more, and I see the beauty in her. Like, I just see the goodness. And so it has allowed me to have more compassion.
I definitely have more compassion.
And even I used to be hard on myself a lot because I'm very ambitious. I want the best for myself. I believe I can have it all and the best for me. I'm a lot more like loving of myself because I know that I'm on a journey.
I think it just sets you on that perfect journey that you're supposed to be on. And maybe if you feel like you're a little lost and confused and you don't really know what to do or find or you don't know your purpose, I think ayahuasca helps so much. It's a tool that can help you so much really connect with your true authentic self. I also feel like if ayahuasca is calling you and something about it attracts you, you should take the call. Like, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
like
it.
Nike.
You're gonna be okay.
Just do
You're
it.
You're gonna be fine.
Do it anyway.
Like, if it's calling you, do it. If it's you just know it doesn't resonate with you, it's not what you want to do. Like,
I feel like you know too.
You know.
You just know.
Well, I'm really glad we got to share this with you, and
let us know in the comments too what you took away, and if you've tried. Actually, I want to know if you've tried ayahuasca, or if you've been curious about it. I'd love to know your thoughts, your experiences, because I'm just always fascinated by other people in general, and just seeing what it's like for them and how the journey that they're on. It's really cool. So let's definitely connect. Drop the comments below and make sure to subscribe.
So if you are being called to this beautiful and transformative plant medicine, I do want to give you my discount code in case you want to try it at Soltara. It'll be Andrea200 and it'll give you $200 off. have all the details in the description, and you guys can check it out for yourself.
Food definitely hits different when you're on the micro.
Really? Let's see what you got.
Oh.
Is it good?
I love you. So good. How to do it, like.
And we are going to Santa Monica Pier.
Santa Monica.
What else are we gonna
So we can
do?
get our Santa Monica on.
And then we're gonna film our ayahuasca video for you guys.
I got my earrings. Ayahuasca
oh my
earrings.
gosh, show them.
Literally, like, oh my god, I love the
So
quality of
cute.
this camera.
I know, I told you I got a new
I
phone.
love it. I need to get a new phone now.
We're going to the observatory right now.
Yay!
Okay, let's
Can't wait to take a shit.
start.
There.
Yeah.
Peace. It's my birthday.